It started as a joke, really. Emma and her friends had dared each other to spend the night in the old Wellington mansion, a place with a dark history and tales of ghosts that prowled its empty hallways. Most people in town avoided it, saying it was haunted by the spirits of the Wellington family, who had all vanished under mysterious circumstances a century ago. The night was cold, and the mansion loomed like a shadow against the darkened sky. The front door groaned as they pushed it open, revealing a grand hallway filled with broken furniture and layers of dust. Emma shivered as she stepped inside, clutching her flashlight tightly. Her friends followed, trying to joke around to shake off the fear settling in the pit of their stomachs. They all nodded, but as they made their way deeper into the mansion, the atmosphere grew heavier. Shadows flickered, and every creak of the old house sent chills down their spines. Emma swore she could feel someone watching them from the darkness. But every time she turned, she saw nothing. Around midnight, they decided to settle in one of the rooms. It had once been a parlor, with tattered, moth-eaten chairs and a broken piano in the corner. They shared ghost stories, laughing nervously, until they heard it, a faint whisper coming from down the hallway. "Do you hear that?" Emma's voice was barely a whisper. "Emma?" Her friends looked around, but Emma felt a chill run down her spine. The voice was getting louder, more urgent. "Emma? Come here," it beckoned, closer this time. Then, the door at the far end of the hallway creaked open on its own. It seemed to beckon her, pulling her towards it. I think I need to check it out," Emma said, as if in a trance. "Emma, no." Mark grabbed her arm, but her body was no longer her own. It was as though she was being pulled by an invisible force. Her footsteps echoed in the empty corridor, her friends' panicked whispers fading behind her. She stepped into the room, and the door slammed shut. The air felt freezing, and she could see her breath. She was alone, or so she thought. In the dim light, she could make out a figure standing in the corner. A woman in an old-fashioned dress, her face obscured by shadows. The woman turned slowly, and Emma felt terror flood her veins. The figure had no eyes, just empty, gaping sockets, staring into her soul. "Why did you come here?" the woman hissed, her voice the same as the one that had called her. Emma tried to scream, but no sound came out. The woman moved closer, her face twisted in rage and sorrow. "They never left, you know," she whispered. "The Wellington family. They're here. And now, so are you." Emma stumbled back, clawing at the door, but it wouldn't budge. Her friends pounded on the other side, screaming her name. But the woman was right behind her now, her cold breath chilling Emma's neck. The last thing she heard was the woman's voice, "Welcome home."